is that. So in that, basically inorganic compounds, what does it means inorganic compounds? Basically inorganic compounds means the simple molecules. Okay, means molecules means combination of two elements. What does molecules means? Combination of two molecules. Like example, hydrogen is one element. Okay, so we combining means plus oxygen is an element, hydrogen and oxygen. So combination of two elements, we are getting H2O is a molecule. So basic one or two or two, more than two, three elements, combination of one, two or three elements is nothing but it is called inorganic compounds. And second thing we have to remember about inorganic compounds, that these molecules are taken from outside of body. Means organic means organ does not involve to produce these molecules. So our body organs does not involve directly to produce these molecules. So these are the two things we have to remember about inorganic compounds. Basically, first thing is that this is the combination of one or two or three elements which will gives rise to simple molecule. This is the first thing. And the second thing we have to remember that these molecules are not produced or not directly involved by our organs. Okay, directly not involved by our organs. So that's the reason these molecules are named as inorganic. In that, we have one example, that is water. Water is a molecule, is made up of two elements, hydrogen and oxygen, and as well as it is not produced by our body or not any organ. It is it is coming from outside environment into the body. So with that help, we will produce all types of liquids which are present in the body, even it is any hormones. Okay, any liquid, whatever liquid. So basically I completed the session about water yesterday. Okay, so we completed oxygen also, we completed carbon dioxide also, but I will revise and I will go forward. Okay, so basically water is essential for our body. So in our body we have 60 to 75% of water in the human body. Okay, so why it is essential, why it is very important, why we need water for life. Okay, so basically first thing is that water is an important thing because it is a solvent. Means I will give an example that we have water, we have sugar. Okay, whatever solid means which have shape, which have taste, which have area to cover up. Okay, solid means taste, space and shape. Okay, sugar have taste, it have shape and it will occupy some area. Okay, so that's the reason we will call it as solid. Water is liquid. So whatever substance which is dissolved in water, dissolve in liquid, which is the substance, the solid which will dissolve in liquid substance, that substance is called solute. And water which is which dissolves sugar, which dissolves solid substance, that is called solvent. Whatever substance may be, it may be water, it may be acid, whatever may be solvent. Okay, so basically water is a solvent in our body because whatever solid substances which are present in our body, it will swim in the water, it will swim in the water. Okay, I will explain. with the help of whiteboard. These are the capillaries, these are the blood vessels. Okay, in blood vessels we have blood. Okay, blood have number of substances like nutritions. Okay, and cells like RBC, WBC, platelet. Okay, and other chemicals. Okay, and other waste materials like chemicals like sodium, potassium, chloride, etc. And waste material like creatinine, urea, etc. Okay, okay. So these are multiple number of substances which have shape. These are the solids. If we see in the microscope, everything have shape, everything have area, everyone have particular taste also. Okay, so that's the reason I will call it solid. So these are the substance which are swimming. This is the swimming pool. Okay, blood is a swimming pool. In this all these materials are swimming. Okay, swimming. So for swimming we need liquid water. So if there is 65 to 70% water, then only these substances will swim in the blood. If not, the the liquid become very thick. Okay, that's the reason we need water. What do we need? We need water. Okay, this is the first important of the water in our body. Next is water is lubricant. Water is lubricant means whenever it travels, if like example I gave that these are the substances which will swim in the blood. If there is only 30% of water, what will happen? The substances will touch into the blood vessels, and they will attach to the blood vessels. Afterwards, if the blood is coming from this region, they will attach to the blood and they travel together and they will attach it here. So they will stop here and there and make the blood very thick, and it will not travel to its target area. Like example, our eyes need vitamin A. Okay, vitamin A deficiency causes what will cause blindness, night blindness. Some people have night blindness. You will may observe. Okay, what is the main reason of blindness? That is deficiency of due to the first without pathological cause. The natural cause may be vitamin A deficiency. So if the blood have vitamin A, if water is 30%, how can it reach to the area, the target area? Okay, and as our nerves need, okay, what our need, our nerves need vitamin B12. This is the very important vitamin for the nerve health. If the vitamin B12 deficiency occurs, nerve damage occurs. So if in our blood we have vitamin B12, then how it reach to the nerve? With the help of water. If there is 30% of water in the body, then it will attach anywhere here and it will sit down here. How it will reach to the target point? Okay, so there's the reason water is lubricant. Okay, we need water, lubricant. And third thing, the important of water is changes according to the temperature. Okay, so this is occurs in everyone's life. So whenever you go to in temperature area, or in sunny day, what will happen? Your body will sweat. Okay, the water in the body evaporates and release the heat from the body. Okay, to maintain coolness in the body, to maintain the temperature in the body. Okay, in the second opposite thing, in the winter our body is very hot. Why this is happening? Because water have the capability to changes its temperature according to the environment. Okay, so that's the reason water is necessary for our body. Okay, so these are the important things related to water. If there is low water in the body, what will happen? Water water the solvent, the solute can't dissolve in the water. They will only available in the blood vessels. They can't reach to the target area. If water is less, what will happen? They will attach to any blood vessel and they will sit down there. They will not reach to the target area. And if there is less water in the body, so what will happen? The temperature will not help us to maintain according to the environment, because of the less water in the body. So that's the reason water is very, very, very important and very necessary for our life. Okay, so if the body have less water, this condition is nothing but hydration. Water is hydrated, means the water quantity in the body is less, so we have to dehydrate. Okay, number of patients will come that they have dehydration. Okay, we have to hydrate them. Okay, we have to give IV fluids, water. Okay, some patients have loose stools. They will lose all the water from the body. What will they noted? They have less energy, they have drowsiness, they have sleepiness. All these things we will see in the clinical practice. Okay, what are the water compartments in the body? So means here that I will explain in the whiteboard. Okay, basically water is divided in two compartments. Okay, one is inside the cell, outside the cell. Okay, inside the cell we will call is as intracellular. The water in the cell is known as intracellular. The water outside the cell is known as extracellular. Okay, this clear? So water outside the cellular is called extracellular. Water inside the cell is called intracellular. Okay, again, extracellular is divided into two portions. One is in the plasma or blood vessel, and in the interstitial fluid. Interstitial fluid means if there are the two cells, in between two cells we have the space. Between two cells or between two tissues we have space. In the space we have water, we have fluid. Okay, so here we have the water in the cell, the water outside the cell. The outside the cell have two types, two division, that is inside the blood vessel, interstitial fluid. Interstitial fluid means the water between the blood vessels. Okay, so here we have the intercellular fluid. The six in the 65 in the 100%, we have 65% of the body's water is present in inside the cell. Remaining 35% in the blood vessels, in the lymphatic channel, interstitial fluid, in a specialized fluid like a synovial fluid. Like in between our both knees, we have one type of fluid that is called synovial fluid. Okay, and our brain and spinal cord, this is the brain and spinal cord, have one type of fluid that is called CSF, cerebrospinal fluid. In that fluid, our brain and spinal cord is swimming. Okay, if there is no fluid, we will absorb one type of heaviness. So the heaviness of the brain, the heaviness of the what does it call, spinal cord. Okay, we will not able to understand, because we have had, but it is very free. It is more than 2 to 3 kgs, but it is very free, very easily movable because of cerebrospinal fluid. Okay, and as well as we have eyes tears whenever uh, we have some sort of problems. Okay, what will happen, we will think and we will get some type of tears from the eyes. Okay, and as well as we have uh, in the mouth, we have fluid. Always we have mucus. Okay, so this is the water. So this is the necessary of the water in the body. Okay, so the other inorganic compound, that is oxygen. Oxygen is also coming from outside. Okay, and it is not producing any organ from the body or with the help of the body. Okay, it is coming from the oxygen. So in the atmosphere, in the environment, we have 21% oxygen. Okay, we daily inhale, we exhale carbon dioxide. Okay, so why we need oxygen? This is very, very important. So you have to remember. Okay, so and in detail we will study in a respiratory system. Here only we are understanding oxygen. Oxygen is an inorganic compound, but in detail we will study in respiratory system. Okay, don't worry. Why we need oxygen? Because our cell, this is the cell need energy. Okay, they need required energy to proper function. Like example, I will give an example that there is a bike. Hmm? This is a bike or this is an auto, whatever maybe you call. What is need? It is need of petrol. But to start the engine, what we need? We need electricity. How the electricity will getting to this bike? By the help of battery. Okay, so we need petrol, we need battery backup to start the bike, to start the engine, to start the light, everything. So our cell our cell need electricity to do its function, to do its function. What is electricity here? Here the electricity is energy. The energy what we get from the food is restored in the cell. It is restored in the cell. But to utilize this energy, it is stored form like petrol. It is in stored form. So our bike need electricity to start the bike. So we saw in the winter season, number of bikes will not start. They will give the kick. They will start from the, okay, they will not start. Okay, likewise we need We have the energy. This energy is petrol, but oxygen is electricity. With the help of oxygen, these stored energy we convert into active energy. Active energy, then this energy is utilized by our cells. This energy is utilized by our cells, then we will get whatever cell function. If example, we have thyroid cells. What is the function of the thyroid? Whatever may be the function of the thyroid, we will talk later, but it whatever may be the function of the thyroid, if the thyroid cell works, it will release these their hormones. Why this is happen? Because the cell have stored energy. With the help of oxygen, it works begin. Okay, it was begin that its work have to release hormones, then only the hormones are released. If the oxygen is not present, then how this stored energy will work, will convert into action mode. Okay, so this energy named as ATP, adenosine triphosphate. What does ATP means? Adenosine triphosphate. Adenosine triphosphate. So as a result, if we entered oxygen in the body, as a result, the cells produce waste products like our bike produce what is produced? Carbon monoxide. Okay, smoke. This is the waste product. The smoke will get out from the bike. Then only our bike will move forward. If the smoke will uh, present inside the bike, then the bike will stop and it will not go forward. So same thing is present in the body, that the cells utilize the oxygen. As a result, it produce carbon dioxide. What they produce? They produce carbon dioxide. Okay. So so we have to release the carbon dioxide from the body. How it is done? It is done by respiratory system. With the help of respiratory system, the carbon dioxide is exhaled, means it is thrown from the body. So what happens if carbon dioxide is still in the body? It produces acidosis. What will happen? Acidosis will happen. Acidosis will happen. So later on chapter we will talk about acidosis. What will the what will happen if the acidosis occur? Acidosis occur, it will damage all organs. So what will happen? What happened to the COVID patients? You know, they will not able to release carbon dioxide from the body because of damaged lungs tissue or lung cells. Okay, so there's the reason their acidic levels are increased, and this acidic will damage other organs like heart, kidney, mainly kidney. Okay, that's the reason. Here are some COVID students also are there who we practiced. Okay, in this batch, so they will know that every doctor will advise for ABG. Why they are doing ABG? To see acidosis and SpO2 levels. How much amount of oxygen is present in the blood? How much amount of carbon dioxide is present in the blood? How much amount of acidosis is present in the blood? Okay, so I think you understood about carbon dioxide and oxygen. We will talk later on in respiratory system in detail. Okay, now we will talk about cell respiration. Cell respiration we have to understood because cell need oxygen and the output it is giving is carbon dioxide, and it is utilizing carbon dioxide as a energy. How this happen? So let's talk about cell respiration. Then afterwards we have acid base buffer system, etc. Then we talk about, here we have blood gases. Okay, then afterwards we move in other topics. Okay, so let's talk about cell respirator, cell respiration. Okay, cell respiration is named for energy production. Means what happening that to produce energy from the cell need oxygen and it will release carbon dioxide. Both respiratory organs. Many chemical reactions are involved, but the simplest form, cell respiration may be summarized with the following equation. This reaction shows us the glucose and oxygen combine to yield carbon dioxide. What happened that cell have cell have glucose. This is the formula of the glucose: 6 carbon, 12 hydrogen, 6 oxygen, C6H12O6. So this is the chemical formula of glucose, C6H12O6. Okay, this is the chemical formula, and we are taking carbon dioxide, also oxygen. Okay, glucose and oxygen combined, and it will divide in this reaction. That carbon dioxide is produced, what hydrogen water molecule is produced, ATP is produced, heat is produced. So this is for cell and carbon dioxide to remove from the cell. Okay, understood. So combination of glucose and oxygen developed to produce carbon dioxide, water, ATP and heat. Okay, in detail we will talk about that. That here is food represent here by the glucose in the presence of oxygen is broken into simple molecules. So oxygen will lead to broke down into simple molecules. Okay, then afterwards what happened? Carbon dioxide and water. Okay, then afterwards it will break down into carbon dioxide, water, ATP and heat. The potential energy in the glucose molecules is released in the forms ATP and heat. Each of the four products of this process has a purpose of or significance in the body. The carbon dioxide is a waste product that moves from the cell into the blood to be carried to the lungs and eventually exhaled. The water formed is used and becomes part of the intracellular fluid. The heat produced contributes to normal body temperature. ATP used for cell process such as mitosis, protein synthesis, and muscle contraction, all of which required energy, will be discussed a bit further on in the text. Okay, so what happened? I will explain one more time to you. Okay, so what happened? We are taking oxygen. This oxygen is reaching to the cell. Okay, this oxygen is reaching to the cell. So whatever food we eat it is in the glucose form, which is stored in the cell. Here it is stored in the cell. Glucose means C6H12 and what is next? I also forgot. O6. Okay, O6. So this is glucose. So basically, after entering of oxygen into the cell, the glucose and oxygen will react each other. For that, we will get four branches. What are the branches? Carbon dioxide. Next is water. Next is heat. Next is ATP. So the cell will exhale the carbon dioxide again from the body. Okay. Then we have water. It will used as interstitial fluid or intracellular fluid. Okay. Next we have heat. Heat to maintain temperature of the cell. It will utilize, and ATP. Whenever cell need to function, it will be utilized. Okay. So this how the cell respiration occurs. Okay. Understood? Understood? Or any doubt?
Yes, sir.
Okay, very good. Next we have, we'll talk about trace elements. These are the also inorganic substance which are present in very small amounts. They are present in food or nutritional supplements. We call them and minerals. And example are iron, cobalt, zinc. So that's the reason these are called inorganic substance. Okay. Although they may not be as abundant in the body as a carbon, hydrogen, or oxygen, they are nonetheless essential. Some of the trace elements are seen in 2.2 table. So we'll see that table. Yeah, here we have the trace elements which are also very important: calcium, phosphorus, iron, copper, sodium and potassium, sulfur, cobalt, iodine. So what is this? These are the elements. So what is the function? We'll talk. Provide strength in both and teeth. So calcium need for strength. Okay. For blood clotting, calcium also need for blood clotting, muscle contraction. Phosphorus needs for bones and teeth, DNA, RNA, ATP, and cell membrane. Iron needs for hemoglobin in red blood cells, transport oxygen, and as well as in muscles. And it also stores oxygen and needs for cell respiration. Copper needs for cell respiration and hemoglobin synthesis. Sodium and potassium needs for muscle and nerve to need. So this is very, very important. Okay. So there's the reason for every patient you will check sodium and potassium. Okay. Sulfur for proteins, for insulin. Sulfur also need for insulin. Okay. Cobalt. Cobalt need for vitamin B12. Iodine. It is a part of thyroid hormone. So these are the elements which are necessary for the body. They will help us to do proper function. Okay. Next we will talk about, here we have one box, blood glasses. We will talk. So please kindly join.